Lots of clutch modulation. So in my testing, this is the 2021 KX250X. Whenever I start one of these tests on a bike, I go through and set everything up, levers and sag, and I put the same tires on all the bikes. This bike has I took off the stock tires and I put a Bridgestone M59 up front because I love that tire. And got an IRC VE33S Dakota on the rear. I know that tire very well. And I do those things. Oh, this also has, I also put tubeless on the bike. I do those things so that I have a nice baseline to compare to. For each bike. And I think that helps me. And then obviously setting sag, and then getting like levers and all that stuff in a very similar position. I also try to do the same thing with my bars. Like I will take bars, and I've got a kind of a specific area that I like to have the bars set up as far as in relationship to my the top of the forks, right? One of the things I am noticing right now though is I think I've got to adjust my rear brake slightly differently, because I feel like I'm reaching down too far before I can get my rear brake. And that's no bueno. See how we do on this technical loose rocky. Come on, baby. Lots of clutch modulation there. And balance practice. Looks like this is I need to move that rear brake up just a little bit because it's too far down. I'm having to reach too far to get my rear brake. It's part of my new bike setup checklist, but obviously I didn't get that adjusted quite enough. To be truthful, I don't think I didn't touch it. I just thought it was fine. The other thing is, on this particular bike, they give you 2 different spots you can put your foot pegs, which is really cool. And the stock setting is the higher setting. You can change it to a lower setting, which will move the foot pegs down and back slightly.
Check that out. You actually get to move the pegs down and slightly forward. So I wish it wasn't forward, but it is, and I have adjusted them. More on that later.
And I'm gonna do that when I get home after this ride. It's not really one that you can do that easily out on the trail because you've got to take the foot pegs off, which entails getting that cotter pin out.
I just wanted to mention how cool I think it is that Kawasaki actually lets you adjust the position of the foot pegs. I think this is something that most, if not, I wish this was something that all the bike manufacturers would do, is let us kind of make those adjustments. It wouldn't be that hard to allow people to do that. I know some bikes do, some bikes don't, but most of the bikes I've had wouldn't let you do this in stock form. And although it's a little thing, and yes, I would prefer that the foot pegs would go down and back, these would move just a little bit, and it's a very subtle change. Like, I put one peg down and forward and then left the other one stock, and I got on the bike, and I could tell that the positions were different. I could feel it, but it's very, very subtle. I'm not sure I would have noticed it if I hadn't have known that I should be feeling for it. So it's a very subtle thing, but a lot of times it's the little things, it's the subtle things that make the biggest. If you get enough of these things, it can make a big difference for you, And so I love the fact that I can adjust that just a little bit, and I have ridden the bike one other time since then, and it's a good change.
It's just amazing to me how many more people are riding these trails now than they used to 6-7 years ago.